because your boys are in the building. I don't know who's older between Mandla and Lizwe.
Lizwe.
So ikhotnani yakho grand yavula umnyango wena wada.
Yeah, we're going all in. So,
yeah,
we can't stop.
The Thabethe boys are here. We're talking Project Inflamed. Welcome, my brother.
Thank you for having me.
You're looking stylish. Damn, I feel underdressed.
Thanks, man. Like the great Kanye West once said, he would rather be caught sweating than be caught looking regular. So
I like that. I like that. So you talk about how it was really more of a side hustle, right?
Yes. At first, we went and looked around stores, and we couldn't find the kind of accessories we liked. So we took it upon ourselves to actually create.
Okay.
Yeah, so we started creating exactly what we would like because we felt like our taste needed to be... We couldn't find the taste we wanted in the market.
Yeah.
I remember we used to go to Sentin. At that time, there was still Top Men.
I remember Top Men.
Yeah, they had the best accessories, but it was still not enough. So
we
figured we needed to make our own to actually get exactly what we want.
But accessories could be eyewear, could be a watch.
Yeah, with us...
Which accessories are
With us,
about?
it was different. We started with bracelets.
Okay.
So we had a small crate, for example. We used to put it at Arts on Main, and we sold those. It was a very small, and we started with wooden beads, and then we had precious stones as well. So from there, we went through all the other markets, and then it grew from there.
So basically, what you're telling me is this great idea of Project Inflamed came from lack.
Yes. So it's like, with everyone, if you can't find what you're looking for, perhaps it's time for you to create it. Yeah.
It's a sign.
Yeah, you have to create it.
I like that. But now, so Lizwe starts this thing. You see it. When are you seeing it? Are you seeing it while you're studying?
So Lizwe was the first to actually leave Soweto. And when he left Soweto, he went to Damelin to study PR in Bram.
Yes.
So with that said, when he came back home, he wasn't looking the same because of how he was dressing.
Oh.
So the way his taste developed, and then he changed. When he came back, he was more stylish.
Wait, what was he dressed like? What was he dressing like before leaving?
He was dressing like a regular Kasi boy, just long pants, I don't know, all stars, but it wasn't interesting. It
was not edgy.
Yeah, it was like every other Kasi boy you see. It wasn't different at all. But when he got to Damelin, he started shopping in Sentin, Rosebank, and then when he came back to Soweto, it was different. The pieces he had, it's something we had never seen. And then from there, that was interesting to see. And then when I got to varsity, I was even more exposed.
Through him?
Yeah, so he was the first to introduce this. And then when I got to varsity, I did more research on it. And then I was just fully blown away with what's out there in the world in terms of fashion and style and everything.
Yeah.
And then ended up in Sentin working for a brand called Ebon Degree at the time. I was a stylist. And then I was even way more exposed because that's where you actually get the best items.
Yeah.
So our eye in fashion was open through such exposure. We had to leave Soweto to see what's out there.
You have a degree in mathematics, bro.
I went to study at UJ 4 years, majored in maths and life sciences. But I knew in my first year that I was going to be in fashion. I was never going to practice what I was doing.
Are you using some of that, though?
Not really.
The maths and the life science are not coming into Project Inflamed in one way or the other? No?
It's not. It's literally... I think what I'm doing is a true calling because I don't think I chose it. I tried to choose things for myself. I remember in grade 6, my teacher told us that we were doing some career lessons. My teacher told us that the highest paid person in the country is a president. The second highest paid person is a doctor. Then I looked at that as a kid. I was like, I need to be a doctor because I can't be a president.
Why not? Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, and then from then, I thought to myself I'd be a doctor until grade 12. And that reason, you can tell, it was motivated by the fact that I'm going to be the highest earning person.
Yeah, it's more about the money.
Yes, I was still trying to choose, but
your path,
that was not my calling. My mom, for example...
And again, you're good with maths and science.
Yeah.
At school.
with maths, I wasn't even that good, but I was working hard to be good at it. Like, seriously hard.
Because you knew it's your gateway.
Yeah, because I thought that's the only way through.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't to be. When I went to varsity, like, everything about fashion just took over. I mean, in varsity, we had a group of friends, and Paul, Austin, and I. We were the freshest people in varsity. We were known for style. We would walk around, everyone would notice. Like, people would stare. Some boys used to call us GQ on campus at the time.
Call you what?
GQ on campus.
Oh, GQ on campus.
Yeah.
Come on. I hear that.
I couldn't avoid it. It was just everything I wanted to do had to be in fashion. So I had to move fully into that.
No, wait. You mentioned two friends, and so you guys coordinated.
Yeah, so when we got to varsity, birds of the same feather. I don't know how we came together, but we just synonymously became friends, like, easy as that. And we were all stylish.
And then you're like, boy, this weekend, let's rock.
And then from that, because we didn't have enough clothing, but we were always stylish. We were creative with how we style our stuff. And then we used to, like, take pictures of ourselves, for example, and then post on social media.
Yeah.
And then luckily, big brands, which were local at that time, caught attention of how cool our styling was and how cool our pictures were.
Yeah.
So that really helped.
Who was the first?
Who was the first on?
Brands to say, hey.
Markham.
Is it?
Yeah, Markham came for us, and then they put us in a campaign where we're in stores throughout the country.
Never.
Yeah. And then from then, everything else followed, like the billboards and all of that.
What is Lizwe saying at this point?
Lizwe at this point, I've always asked him, because he did PR, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, where is PR here? And at that time, he could only also just focus on fashion, because also that was his first love.
Yeah.
He used to be a creative. I mean, in school, he used to do a lot of graphic design.
That's right.
So he learned through that. Luckily, I had my other brother, Viva, who used to take pictures of us. And then my photographer, Shane, came as well. So we had the best photographers to actually put our work out there. So that really helped.
That's amazing. I'm curious. By the way, if you just tuned in, I asked you earlier on to Google Project Inflamed. I'll still urge you to do that while we have this conversation. Then you'll realize why Mandla Thabethe is sitting here. Lizwe is his older brother, the man who started this fire, basically. And guess who's stoking it? This man here. So take me into your household. Clearly, you're taking after somebody.
Oh, yes. I think my mom has to get credit for how creative we are with everything else. And she doesn't even know that.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think she knows that all that we have, we got it from her. For example, my father's not a creative. He's never been the most stylish person ever. But my mom...
opposite attracts. Come on.
But my mom has taste. So we got our taste from my mom. She knows how to put an outfit and look amazing, and it doesn't even cost a thing. And not only that, one of the work she used to do was she used to sew.
Okay.
Yeah, for a living. So
okay.
I don't think she also understood that was her gift. Through us, I think it's evolving even.
Yeah,
it's getting it's getting the light it should have had from her.
Does she know? Does she see it?
She does.
And?
Yeah, she's happy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Are you dressing her as well?
Yes, we have to.
Never.
We have.
Your dad?
Yes, my dad. When he steps out now, he's gonna be on he's always on the coolest suit.
Is it?
Yeah, and people think, last time we went to Durban with my dad, we dressed him so well, and then people saw the pictures and they were like, "Oh, it runs in the family." I'm like, "Nope, it comes from my mom." It comes from my mom.
Don't do him like that.
Trust me, he's the best dad ever, but not with style.
He has
no taste when it comes to style. He's like me. Like, he grew up in the farms,
Yeah. Now, Kasi being Kasi, there's the norm. Yes. And you guys are changing the norm now.
Yes.
There's no way you guys were cool. You guys looked too edgy, I'm sure.
That's true. With the Kasi, even till today, it's different. Kasi is hard, I can tell you. You need to be really tough to come from a Kasi.
Yeah.
You need to understand that. You go back a Kasi right now, there's really nothing much inspiring there. So anyone Osekasi needs to go outside and really look what's out there in the world. When you go back Ekasi, it doesn't take you 5 minutes to look, just sit and look around. You're gonna see some serious struggles. And that's a hard way of finding motivation, but to look for something cool, go outside Ekasi.
Yeah.
We are more appreciated, to be honest, outside not Ekasi, for example. We come from Soweto, right? Epiphany. But people don't know us that much for style. But you go to Marboneng and everywhere else, everyone knows what we're capable of. You can even go to Cape Town, people know. You go to Durban, people know. And globally so, because brands have came for us, people know. But from Ekasi, we're still a bit disconnected. It takes time. It takes time for things to land, Ekasi, and people to understand.
Look, I mean, like Jesus, man. He was not popular in his own village.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally similar to
Mandla Thabethe, the man, the co-founder of Project Inflamed, is my guest. We started with Questa, Spirit. Why? Why that song?
Here's what I love about that song. Questa is truly himself. Even when he brought the American act in the song, it never took away from who he was. You can see that in the video. Like, it's the most beautiful short video ever.
Sure.
Like, it's so authentic. It makes you proud to be South African. Because it got the culture out. And one thing I love about that song, it's an inspirational song in a way.
It is.
He does say, like, you just have to keep going. So.
Even the spirit into one.
So yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's true.
Now you chose a song from one of my favorite people. I really like the brain more than I like the music. Jay-Z making a song cry. Tell me about that.
Ooh, Song Cry. That's one of the most beautifully made songs ever. I think what I love about that song, it reflects on the pain that you carry as an artist, as an entrepreneur. And then it also has a message of, I can still see a brighter future. Yeah. It reflects on his struggle, and then he has hope that he will make it up.
And did he make it?
Oof.
Come on.
Jay now is like, he's untouchable.
MTV Live. Jay-Z, make a song cry. He is unplugged. What a song, what a jam. Now, you're talking about how when you are in Ekasi, it can be bleak.
Yes.
You're still a creative, you still have potential, you're still an entrepreneur. You know you're born for this.
Yes.
How can you be seen?
That's a very good question, actually. And I've always felt like there's not enough platforms that help shine a light in high achievers who are from the hood, who are from the rural areas or wherever in South Africa. It's really hard to find them. And you could always count on yourself in such times. Because I've grown tired of actually thinking there's someone else there, like a government, who will come and shine a light on you. However, it is important that you have to create those opportunities for yourself, for example.
Right. That's right.
What we have done in our case, we had events like Denim Obsessions, for example.
Oh, yes.
In Denim Obsessions, a lot, like, everyone comes dressed in denim. That's where creatives come together to actually do some customization, exchange numbers live, and actually bring their craft and celebrate that culture of denim. But not only that, we partnered with Brian Lehang, for example. We did Suitable Sundays, which is one of the best events we've ever done, where we actually select 3 people who are doing like exceptionally well in their career path, for example. We just did one recently where we had Tsepo Relevance from Pretoria, who does amazing suits.
Tsepo Tsala.
Yes.
Yeah, amazing.
He's an amazing person. We had Fatuani as well, one of the brothers to come from Soweto as well. Fatuani Mukeli, who's an artist, has got a twin brother Justice as well.
Okay.
So when we select those panelists, for example, they come and actually, everyone comes dressed in suits to begin with, very stylish.
That's right.
And then they come and actually share their life story, their life lessons, and then everyone in the crowd gets to ask questions. So we bring you the best people, and then you could actually get to ask those questions yourself.
And they are telling the story that you can relate to.
Exactly. They tell you exactly how hard it was for us to get out where we're from and what we needed to do and what you can do. And you get to ask a personal question as well that you could get an answer from.
It's like having a conversation with Tom Ford.
Yes, exactly. You see, with us, for example, Project Inflamed, with my brothers and with my friends, example, we are still the outsiders in the fashion. We are not inside. Mm-hmm. Like, we are not in the network loop, for example. You won't find us in the GQs. You won't find us, but we're doing what we can on our own, in our own platforms. We do it.
Until they see it.
It's hard, but we do it hard. We never stop. And we do it. You can never not notice it, whether you like it or not, because we do it at the highest level.
Like Questa said.
We do it like we don't play. We don't play. We do it at the highest level. When we get to it, I mean, and also it helps to have a best photographer. Shout out to Shane, Arthur, and everyone I've used. Like, they're the best.
You're going to tell me a story about Katia just now.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Before we do that, take a sip of water because you're going to need it. All right. He's right here. Katia sues you. What the heck? What's happened? What happened?
Yeah, that's a funny story. So, 2020, we launched our first store in Melbourne, and we opened our first store. And in April, it's COVID. Now we can't get out, we can't do anything. Okay.
The
timing was awful. So now when COVID comes, there's no income because now everything has been shut down. That time we don't even have an online store because we just opened a store.
Yes.
So now, okay, we need to counter that. What can we do? We try to open an online store. Fine. It's up. My brother Viva creates the online store. We shoot products, we put it up. And then on Instagram, now mind you, since 2014, we've had the bracelets, right? And the events we've been doing, and then we've been doing campaigns with brands. So all the work we've done since 2014, all up to 2020, it's on Instagram. And there's everything we've done there. It's so much work. It has grown probably at that time, it was on 10K followers.
Yeah.
Those are people who know us, who would buy from us anytime. Yeah. Cool, 2020, we link that page to an online store. So one of our bracelet had within a picture that we shot our bracelets in, there was a nail bracelet, which is from Cartier, for example.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a replica of Cartier. So now what happens is Cartier or whoever works there, they see that. And then they went to Instagram and got Instagram to deactivate our Instagram page. So now, what does that actually do to us? It's not only COVID, we can't make money. The platform, we have grown from over the years and all that work is gone. So now we have to start from scratch. But not only
because of some picture or an item in a picture that kind of says.
Yeah, that looks like them. Like that looks exactly like their nail bracelet. So it was a copyright infringement thing when they sent it. So they had our Instagram page shut down, so we needed to create a new one from scratch again. But not only that, in life you really have to be resilient. If you believe in something, you have to fight for it, no matter what. You don't stop. You cannot give up. In the midst of that, in that store we had in Melbourne, they broke in and stole literally all our best items at that time.
This is over and above this.
Katia, it happened literally like after the other. The next thing happened.
Never.
Yeah. You will be tested. In everything you do, you will be tested. That was a moment of that was a true test.
COVID.
Yeah, it's COVID. We can't make money. They break in our store. They stole our stuff. Katia deactivates our page. Now that's really tough, and you will feel that when that happens to you. It's like being cancelled on a business side of a thing. And we needed to dig deeper within ourselves. Like, do we continue with this? And unfortunately, or fortunately enough, I don't think there's no quit in us. We're not born like that. Like, the vision we have, it's too big and it cannot fail. And it doesn't matter what you do. We will always come back. And we will come back harder and stronger.
What did you do first the stock is gone. You no longer have a captive audience in Instagram. What do you do?
So here's the thing. You have two options when that happened. With Cartier, you could have went on a rabbit hole of trying to get back the page and never get any responses from them.
Yes.
But you can't do that because that takes time and it will drain you. What you do is you immediately create another one.
You bounce back.
Same time. And like I said,
it doesn't matter how many times you fall.
Yeah.
It's how many times you stand up.
Our product is the best, and we have the best photographers. So we will still create the best. We'll actually create the best content out of it. We'll put it out. And one thing we've learned in all of this, it's more important to know how to get your stuff out than it is to know how to create it.
Whoa! Pause. You need to say that again. He's preaching now.
So it's really important as an artist, as a creative, or as a designer to know how to get your stuff out to the world more than it is to know how to create the most beautiful item or piece. Because you can have that, you can sit with that in your house and be fully depressed because no one knows it, no one sees it, and no one appreciates it. And that means you can't sell it. And that means you can't make a living. So it's really important for you to find all ways that you can to do marketing. It's not by default that we needed to create all those events. They're also a chain.
Yes, you're activating.
Exactly. People know about the brand through those events that we create. Denim Obsessions and Suitable Sunday, for example. They work. So when Cartier did that, it was horrible, but we did bounce back. And when COVID opened, we went back to the markets because we did everything to actually help the business. Trust me. We went back to the markets, we sold food. Luckily, even though they took out our page, but individually, people still know us, like brands know us. So we had those collaborations and those campaigns. They helped to actually get money to recreate and start from scratch again. And they could have taken us out, but they couldn't because people already know what we're capable of. And brands have trust in us now. So
you have
through collaborations, we were able, luckily enough, to get the money to bounce back and recreate new products and then get them out there.
And then collaborators came.
Yes. And then luckily...
You see what happens when you bounce back?
When you don't give up, best things happen, man. It's like that, The Founder. That's a movie I'd highly recommend you watch, actually. The Founder.
The Founder.
Yeah, it's called The Founder. It's by the guy who founded McDonald's.
Oh, yes.
It was founded by the brothers, but it's a guy who took it to the global stage.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah. He says that guy there, like persistence, nothing can beat that.
You never cease.
Yeah, you can't give up. Like persistence is the only reason here. Not only we are resilient, we are very persistent with what we do. And we do it every day, but not only just do it at the highest level you can, possibly. I've seen that from my heroes. I have a lot of heroes in fashion, for example.
Tell me.
I'm a student of Nick Wooster. He's one of the best that I know. And then
who's Nick Wooster?
Nick Wooster is a fashion icon. Those who know fashion needs to know that guy.
Yeah, teach us.
Yeah, he's an old-looking fella. I think he's from the States. So yeah.
Is he a sartorialist, or does he have his own brand? Or he is a brand?
He's a brand. He's done so many collaborations, it's hard to actually define him now. Okay. Yeah, but he's a fashion icon.
We can Google him.
Yeah, you can Google.
The name?
Nick Wooster.
Nick Wooster. Yeah. All right. Who else?
Then I'm a student of the great Kanye West. I mean...
Come on.
It's unquestionable what he's done. It's just impeccable.
Yeah.
David Beckham. And yeah, those are the people I studied really when I was in varsity, 2012.
And what I like about the latter examples... and
Virgil, shout out to him. And may he rest in peace.
May his rest, indeed. David Beckham and Kanye, what I like is contemporary people that are here, we consume them almost weekly or daily.
Yes.
It's only your eye that will see what you saw with these people. And when you bring out that name in the fashion sense, especially those two names, like, what do you mean? And a former friend used to adore David Beckham. He says, no man has a dress sense like that guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Victoria Beckham.
You think?
Yeah, shout out to her. I mean, I think she's the one who introduced David Beckham into the world of fashion. She's a fashion designer. She had her own brand, and she took David Beckham into all the front seats of the fashion runways, and that really helped. It shaped his style. And
so now you see what your dad did, ne?
Sure, yeah, it's different. You see,
who had the eye? Your dad.
yeah,
He knew what he was getting himself to in saying hello to your mom.
yeah, sure thing. He's a very lucky man.
He's a man with a good eye. I'm hanging out with the Project Inflamed. Check them out. Tell me about him, Psyche. Fetch Your Life.
Oh man, that's a beautiful song. That's a beautiful song, actually. If that doesn't motivate you to go out there and have the courage to actually go after what you want, I don't know what will. When Misaki wrote that, you could tell she was really in her feels and she knew she needed to do something about it. That's the kind of feeling I get from the song. And everyone has been there when you know there's something lurking and you need to have the courage to go after what you actually dream of, your dreams. It's a song that has to light that in you.
I must say, my heart sank a bit when I heard the news that Psyche is retiring from performing live. She's taking a breather, a sabbatical of sorts. And at the same time, I understood it, right? Because so many others before her have done it, where they have just basically decided just to keep quiet for a while. Purely because you can easily get addicted to the applause, the fanship, right?
Yeah.
And lose
Who
you are and why. Because everything starts with a why. Why you're doing what you're doing. And you may start doing it for the fans, then you're supposed to do it for yourself. You are in the fashion space as a creative. Fashion is personal. I may come in and I look at your stuff and I say what I say, and because you want my money, you may end up changing what you want to do or how you do it for my sake. How do you stay true?
I think that's a very good question, actually.
Get our shop, I got a good question.
But I think this goes for every artist or every designer or every creative out there. It's really, really important to not chase someone else's dream, but your own dream. A friend of mine said this to me. For example, I'm in fashion. If I see Richie Mnisi, for example, he just collaborated with
Adidas.
Let me say H&M.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And then as a designer, as a creative, the next thing I do after I see that, I run to H&M with emails and tag them or whatsoever and say, hey, see me, I also want to collaborate. But what you don't understand with that is Rich's dream. It's not your dream.
Oh, come on now.
Now, when you do that, it takes away from your originality and who you truly are as a person, as an artist. And when that happened, you could never truly find the magic that makes you who you are as an artist, or you will never connect with people the way you're supposed to connect with them, because you are not living your dream. You're trying to chase everyone else's dream who look like they're popping out there.
And that's what envy does.
That's what it does. For example, shout out to Bob. He does Boys of Soweto, for example.
Yes.
It does an amazing need to it. It doesn't mean now that Bob is thriving with the need to, I need to jump and do another need to it because I see him do that. That's Bob's dream. And he's living it amazingly, and it's beautiful
and
to
it's
see.
his time.
Yeah, exactly. But that's his dream, not mine. So I need to be true to my design and myself, and you will see that in my garments, and then that would actually help connect with people the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
You gotta be true to yourself at all cost.
And this is the brain that runs a fashion brain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's tough, but yeah.
Is it clothes? Is it really about clothes? You know what they say?
It is. There's something about clothing that they will give you that you will never get from anything else. I know this for a fact. There's a garment when you put on, you just know you're going to have a good day. It makes you feel good, the way it fits. And it gives you the courage to go and be. It's like, when you go to a bar, people would say, give me my liquid courage.
Yes.
And that's whiskey for someone, or that's a beer for someone. Clothing have the ability to give you that courage.
True.
Which is an image.
True.
The way you look. And people would always judge you by how you appear, whether we like it or not.
Oh, yeah.
Years later, how you dress up. Two people walking, someone is dressed like a hobo but is rich, someone dressed in a suit, broke, but the first person they're going to show respect to is the person who's dressed well. The world, we receive the world based on how we see it.
That's
first.
Right.
Then we'll get to know everything else.
We are first impressions people.
And that still lasts today.
Dude, where do we find you? Because we clearly need a part 2.
You can find us in Marboneng, man. We have a store at Arts on Main.
Let's go there and buy everything they have. Because you cater for both men and women, right?
Yes. We also mostly we dress our women in a what would we say, boyish way.
Yeah, and it's so cool.
And they love that stuff.
It's so cool.
I mean, Wendy does it so
Way in Marboneng.
effortlessly. Yeah. So we are based in Marboneng at 264 Fox Street, Arts on Main. Most people know where Arts on Main is. There used to be a market there, like the Marboneng market.
Yeah.
That's where we are. Yes.
All right.
Then you can find us on Instagram, Project Inflamed Official. And then you can find us on Facebook, Project Inflamed. You can find us on Twitter, Project Inflamed. Last week we just opened a TikTok account, so we're there as well.
Okay.
Project Inflamed, yes.
We love what you do. Tato and I saw it on Instagram. We thought they must come in and tell us that story.
Where you guys heard about
we saw
us.
it on Insta. We saw it on Insta.
Yeah.
And we like how it looks. We like what you guys are doing. It's fresh, it's different, it's edgy. There's something about it. There's a story behind it.
Right. It is us. It's who we are. We're not trying to be someone else. We are being ourselves. And that helps.
Tana Liz. Tana go Keep shining, my brother.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here.
Appreciate it.